So, what's your favorite bird? Those of you who have read Darkness Most Fowl know that I shamelessly plagiarized this line for my introduction, but that was because it was so fitting for this book. We had our author, Kiyomi Appleton Gaines, submit her story. And when I saw this story, I was like, oh my gosh, this has to be the opening act. This has to start the book because it just so fully encapsulates what this book means. So I'm going to have Kiyomi come to the stage right now, and I'm going to introduce her, and then she'll give us a reading. So Kiyomi Appleton Gaines is a writer of fairy tales and other fantastical things whose stories have been said to cause nightmares. She was a contributor to Art-Born Words, an anthology of art and words, Unquiet Spirits, essays by Asian women in horror. And that's when I met Kiyomi, because she dropped into the studio for that, and she made me cry. The 2023 Central Oregon Writers Guild Anthology, and Mad Scientist Journal 2019 Spring Quarterly. In 2018, she was contributing editor at Enchanted Conversation, a fairy tale magazine. Her work has also appeared in Nightmare Magazine, Quail Bell Magazine, and The Grim Reaper, among others. She lives in Bend, Oregon with her spouse, 2 marmalade cats, and a snake. So Kiyomi, whenever you are ready, go ahead and begin.
Okay. Well, thank you all for being here and for watching the recording. This is an excerpt from my story. It's called Flight and Fawn. On the drive out to camp, the dry protein bars we brought, homemade and tasteless, crumbled in my lap. I brushed the chunks into my cupped palm and let them fly out the window. "What are you doing?" Daniel demanded. "Oh my God, what are you doing?" I closed the window and brushed the remaining crumbs from my hand. "What do you mean?" He was already pulling over. He smacked his hand against my seat as he looked back to reverse up the shoulder of the highway, every move underscored, slow, deliberate, hard so I would note it. His eyes were wild, jaw clenched. He stopped and launched himself from the car, leaving his door hanging open. I got out after him, waded into the snow and tufts of grass and tree branches. He was pacing, searching the ground. Was there something in the protein bar? For a moment, I thought, he's going to propose. There was a ring in the bar. But as soon as the thought came, I knew it was impossible and felt a confused mix of shame and relief flush through me. "Birds are drawn to food on the road," he said, finally, hands flapping in emphasis down by his knees as he continued his hunched searching. "That's how they get hit by cars. I can't believe..." His anger took hold again, and he turned away from me, seething. "They say birds have fewer taste buds than mammals. They might have liked the protein bar." I didn't say it, but the thought alone made me cringe, fearful of his reaction. Would he leave me here if I said that? I looked around me, despite the futility of the act, to show my contrition. "Just get back in the car," he said. After a moment, I did. The bottoms of his jeans grew wet as he stomped around, and his arms reddened under his t-shirt from the chill. I heard a few more angry exclamations and mutterings. I should have known better. I did know better. Daniel had told me millions of birds are killed annually by vehicle collision, and over half of all fledgling deaths are due to roadways. I just hadn't been thinking. He slid back into his seat with a sigh, pushed something into my lap, and started the car, never looking at me. There were times when I asked myself how it had come to this. I sat cradling the remnants of a stranger's greasy fast food lunch, protected only by a thin, damp paper bag for hours of monotonous tree-lined highway, until he decided that it was time to stop, until he decided that my punishment had been enough. As a child at a birthday party, he had been hypnotized to experience life as a bird, as he put it. Not a chicken, he was quick to add. He would laugh when he said this if he was being charming. His tone would take a hard edge that threatened anger when he was not. I hated when he told this story if he was not feeling charming. Years later, he'd undergone hypnosis again. Therapeutically, he quit smoking, but something of the bird came back in its place. Mute swan, Cygnus allure, a large white water bird averaging 125 to 160 centimeters with a distinctive black bordered orange beak. They are most often found in temperate regions and can adapt to degraded habitat. Highly territorial, swans will kill intruders in their territory by drowning. In parts of the world, it is criminal offense to assault or harm swans because they are identified with the monarchy. What's your favorite bird? He asked me. He was obsessed with getting live birds and took us on ever more remote trips into the wild. Once, while standing at the lip of a gorge surrounded by tall pines, his foot slipped at the edge. I grabbed his pack, leaned back, felt my own foot skid. The slate and algae scent of water carried up to us on the breeze. He hung suspended for a beat too long, watching mud and rock skitter down the cliff face before stepping back, laughing. He would talk sometimes about the freedom of jumping off cliffs, taking flight. You could have killed us. I was enraged. It was early enough in our relationship that I still got mad at him. After that, dizzy on a surge of adrenaline, I thought for the first time that I might love him. He just laughed and laughed. In our most secret moments at night, he would whisper his strange thoughts. People used to believe in transmutation. It was a universal belief, he said. Man used to know that we are animals, used to know the secrets of how to transform. The only thing holding us back, he said, was fear. It was always a step of faith, a leap in some way, which led to transformation. What kind of bird would you want to be? I asked him sometimes. I tell this to the police. The detective who's been brought in from the city stares at me for a long moment, then closes his notebook. The facts are spare. I woke up and he was gone. It snowed in the night. He left his things. There were no footprints. I waited a day, then I packed up camp and I came to the ranger station. I nursed guilt under the detective's gaze. Thank you.